All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right. How's everybody doing?
Hard, not bad.
Good,
Market's been
good.
very slow this week.
Oh, what happened this week, Colin?
So the market was really slow. Like Friday, I was expecting it to be, NFP, but it was kind of dead.
Yeah, I was expecting a bigger move for NFP myself. I think I was out the market by the time everything fell. Yeah, well, yeah, I was in and out on Friday. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah, I was expecting a bigger move for sure.
yeah, nothing kind of happened. So I just kind of just closed all my trades out. I was out closed most of them out before NFP, but it was expected because I was looking to buy gold and the pound, and then yeah, NFP happened, and then it was just they kind of just didn't really move. I was like, that was disappointing. So we just closed out.
Yeah, good call, good call. Um, so first and foremost, I guess what were you trading on Friday? And
Well,
can y'all see my screen, my trading view screen?
yeah, let's see it.
Okay. What were you trading on Friday?
I was trading gold and GU.
Okay, I don't even think I looked at GU at all, of course.
Yeah, because I got
Uh,
in on it. Actually got in on the buy on Thursday because they were raising their interest rates. So it kind of didn't really go up much. But then I thought, oh, they're probably just waiting for NFP and then they'll make a big move. And then NFP happened and it just kind of didn't do much.
hmm,
I just found it all just disappointing, really. Like, I was like, okay, whatever.
okay. I actually see a move on Friday, but it's like, of course, from the higher time frame. Looks like if if you did take opportunity on that buy, uh, you already know what I'm about to draw up. Hold up. Let's see here. Doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, I
Right
see it
here.
there. Yeah,
This
I was in
break.
on that on Thursday. Yeah, it was
Okay.
Thursday.
There you go. Right there. That's your trade right here.
Yeah,
Easy
I
stuff.
was in
This
that.
was oversold right here. This is the head. You got your breaker structure. You got your pullback into the shoulder. It never goes past the shoulder. On that lower time frame right here, you drop to the 5. That's a that's a clean, because I like to get on lower time frame. Even though that was news, it's nerve wracking when you got to get in trades on news, but sometimes it's worth it because
Yeah,
more than likely the risk is so small. You could have drew something
I was
like
kind of,
that.
I was kind
Oh,
of
go ahead.
unsure about NFP, like whether it was gonna go up or because they were expecting quite low job numbers. So I was
Mhm.
kind of thinking, maybe USD's gonna sort of go up on that because this is expected. But then it kind of went the way I originally thought, so not too bad. But I didn't make much out of it. I closed out the majority of what before NFP.
Gotcha. So depending on how you drew your trend line on this lower time frame area, I like to, have a couple touches here. Um, so this one probably is just a no go. That my trend line would have looked, yeah, more so something like that. And I would have got my confirmation here. Market is oversold. Of course, I would have waited for news, so this candle would have dropped all the way down here with news, and then started trickling back up above the trend line. It definitely would have been an aggressive entry, but this area here on the 5 minute would have been a potential stop loss after seeing the wick up. You could have waited for the candle to close as well and put your stops, behind the trend line, just depending. But that would have been a nice trade. I don't trade GU like that, but that's how I would have seen it. And then you said you traded gold. I didn't look at gold either on Friday. I was trading indices. I traded SPX and got my money and left. This is gold. Let me go up here. What I do want to go over a lot today is like what y'all want me to go over? Like entries, marking up your chart. Like, what is it that you're having trouble with?
Yeah.
All of it.
I just go over whatever. Um, Entries, yeah, pretty good. I mean, I'm still not great at them, but trying to work on getting in the. I still kind of pick the wrong order block sometimes, or I get stopped out in the 15 minutes. But I'm working on it and getting a bit better on it. I'm not taking like H4 and daily entries as much anymore.
Okay, so you're starting to scout more. That's good.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
I'm starting to get the hang of this stuff now. I think I'm getting more better days and break even days than losing days now, so it's not so bad.
yeah, I haven't traded gold in a while, so I still got some old markups here from other trades when I was trading it a few weeks ago. Uh, just trying to see what's going on with gold. I traded from a higher time frame standpoint, so uh,
I still have one of my old Elliott Wave marked up some gold, so I knew it was gonna. I was waiting on it going up, but I'm
it
still
looks
not sure if this is it. I think it might come back down this week again, and then
yeah,
maybe
what I'm
go up.
seeing here, I guess from an old markup, it hasn't broken the 38.2 level, so that's why it did respect this level and it's turning around. It could potentially come down to the next TP.
Yeah,
So in my eyes, I would still be looking for sales for it to come here if it's gonna make it back to this demand area down here on the daily
yeah,
right
that's what I
here.
was kind of thinking.
If it breaks above this, if it breaks back above here, then I'll be looking for buys. That'll be going back above the 38.2. But for now, it's respecting the levels, so sales, and this would be next TP. That's what I see on gold. I'm echoing. Anybody got you on mute? Let me see. I'm echoing a little bit. Okay, that's better. Thank you, babe. All right, so let me get a clean chart. I'm gonna go over some like how to mark up your charts, I guess, structure. Um, if you've never seen me, if you've never seen like my chart, because I use the same indicators on my chart all the time. These are my indicators that I use. It's the zigzag, um, my settings, and this is recorded. It's going to be dropped on YouTube. So if you want to go back and use my settings and what I use on my chart to mark up my chart, you're more than welcome. But these are my settings for my zigzag. I don't change them. The only thing I change is the color, whatever color I want to use for the zigzag. The red would show me for buy, the gray would be for sell, but I keep it plain Jane. So it doesn't really clog up my chart, but I always like to have it so I can see pivot points of the market. And so that's my settings for my zigzag. I do use multi-time frame candles. I don't keep multi-time frame candles on my chart, but I do use them to uh, so that I don't have to switch the chart all the time to see what the higher time frame is doing. The settings can be changed. You don't have to have 4-hour candles. You can have hour candles. You can have a 15-minute candle if you're trading a lower time frame. But this is just so yeah, so I could be lazy when I'm trading and I don't have to switch the chart, and I could show y'all real quick how that works. I'm gonna do like a lower time frame. Let's say I put it on the hour and I drop down to the 15. My chart will look like this, which is pretty ugly. Hold on.
That's right. I think you and Jarell give us one for MT4 a while
Oh,
back.
yeah. Yeah. We still use them. It's still definitely beneficial to not have to switch through, go to the 4 hour, go back to the 5 minute, whatever you're trading. You could you can like these are the hour candles that are showing behind my candles, like this green one, that's an hour candle. So I can see when our structure is being broken. And if higher time frame structure is being broken, everybody more than likely is in the market on like the bigger investors are in the market at that point in time. If an hour candle is being broken and it's going to the upside, the buyers are more than likely in when the hour structure is being broken. So you can have those on your chart. You could do 4 hour, you could use whatever time frame, but this is what I use. And once again, those are the settings, and you could switch whichever candles you want here. It's up to you. Um, but yeah, you see here how we had a pullback on the hour. And once this hour candle broke all the hour highs right here, if you're not seeing, I don't know who's familiar with structure and who's not, but if you're not seeing these highs be broken, it was take off from there. And you could choose, from the lower time frame when you decide to get in. My entry would be more so in this area right here, stops below or behind the trend line. And then next indicator I use here is, I'm just gonna take this off, is the kill zones. This is a ICT indicator. Why is it not showing up? I've been having trouble with this indicator lately. Did I put it on? Oh, that's why. It's still not showing. I don't know. I've been having trouble with this indicator, but pretty much it's an indicator that shows me New York open, Asian close, London open, close. I've been using that one, but I don't know why it's not working right now. Yeah, so we just gonna X that out. Oh, well, I'll show you the settings on that. I have all my boxes gray, but these, when you put it on in the default setting, these boxes are very colorful. I don't like all the colors on my chart, so all mine are gray. I don't change any of the other settings other than the boxes. So that's that. And then the last indicator that I use is fair value gaps. So I use this indicator. I teach imbalances and gaps, but like I said, If you I'm lazy, I just want to get to the chart, see the setup, get my trade in and get out. So I do use this indicator sometimes to bring my eyes to where, my eyes may not be looking. And so it shows you where uh, there is a gap in the market. Of course, there's a gap here because this was news. So at some point in time, this will get filled in, um, but it could be a very long time from now. But I use that, and these are my settings here. These are where you can change the colors. You don't have to have green and red. All right. And yeah, this one, I believe, yeah, you have to change it to the chart. So those are my settings. If you want to use this indicator to see gaps in the market, which I'll be showing you guys how I use that. I'm gonna keep that off. And all right, so Euro USD, since I don't really trade it and I don't have it marked up or whatever, I will show y'all more of how I look for structure and mark up my chart. All right, so I'm just gonna go anywhere. And I always start from like the hour, kind of see what the hour is doing. And kind of see a trend. I see it's a downtrend on USD here when I start from the hour. Then I pretty much go down to the 15. So if I was in looking for a trade, I really need my sessions to be on here because I only trade one session. So that's why I like to see when my session's on here because I'm gonna just have to put the other one on there. Hold on, y'all, real quick. All right, I had to get that back on there. Sorry about that. All right, so I will be looking on the 15 here, and I would wait for my session to come on this day. So we're just gonna play it out. So this is the next day right here. This is Asian. I don't trade Asian, but I would be seeing over here that we did have a pullback to this area. So um, I saw that Euro USD is in a downtrend. So if I was looking for sales, I would be looking for a pullback to this area and for a possible drop. And this is London. London hit this high and took out liquidity. And so I was when New York comes, I will be seeing if we could possibly turn around. If I don't get a signal for it to turn around, then I'm not getting in the trade, of course. So let's see when New York hits, and then I'll hit the pause button. Was that New York AM? Hold up. All right, so we got New York AM right here. It didn't, it came down, but it didn't give enough. So this will pretty much not be a trade for me that day. If I did take a trade, it would definitely have been like a, how can I say? It would have been like a scalp because I take my trades off of trend line breaks. And so I got a 1-2 touch right here. And uh, this is London's high. And so in my mind, London highs, London lows, Asian highs, Asian lows, New York highs, New York lows, those are all very key areas to trade. And so in my mind, if I did take this sale in New York, I I will be managing this trade once it hit the London high. So this top of this box right here. So if I took this sale, my stops would have been above this structure, and TP1 would have been here. You always want to secure your profit at TP1. Either you're twin trading and you take some of your trades off the table, or you're putting all of your trades into stops to break even or a little bit in profit once it hits an area like this. So this potentially, yes, could have been a trade New York AM, but it's not like a big move at all, as you can see, because it pulled right back into the New York high. Do y'all see that? Or do you have questions about what I just did?
No, no, I understand that.
All right. So we're just gonna keep this moving along. And so you see New York PM session, it came right back to the low. It's not breaking the London high over here. It's not breaking it. It came back to the low. Um, so we're still waiting. So let's see. We got next day, Asian, got the Asian range. And hopefully this is not going too fast for you to understand. So we still got in our mind your USD is in a selling trend, right? So unless it's going to switch the trend, we are looking for sales. So we got a nice drop in the Asian range. So let me pause this real quick before I say what's going to happen. So got a nice drop in the Asian range. So that was pretty much the trade that we were looking for. A nice drop on this day, but it ended up happening the next day. So anyone who put their stop to break even more than likely would have caught this move that happened throughout the night the next day. Anyone who stops were to break even. But if you put your stops into profit, like where TP1 was, which was down here, you were taking out the trade and then you saw the trade continue to go down in your favor. But that's okay because you secure your profit here, which was a very nice area to secure your profit because you never know if it's going to switch the direction on you if it's not breaking these London highs. So but yeah, we got a nice drop there during Asian London, and now we're in New York. I can't predict the market in New York. So if I was trading New York, um, honestly, I would be looking, just knowing that it is a downtrend. I would be looking for like this trend line to not be broken for continued sales, honestly. So we are already in New York AM right here in this area. And we have some gaps up here, so some imbalances. So one of these gaps in the market, I will kind of be looking for uh, the AM session to touch one of these areas and to pretty much fall back down. Now, does it have to do that? No, it doesn't. I allow the market to tell me what it's going to do versus me forcing a trade. So we're going to let this play out and make it a little bigger so y'all can see. So any one of these areas now, with supply and demand, the highest probability area will definitely be this area up here, which I'll mark up, but it does not have to go that high, especially when it's trending. So I will kind of have this area like marked up for a touch, but I know that the gaps are within that. This is the highest probable area without a break to the upside for me to catch a sale. So we're gonna see what it does here. And if I'm confusing y'all, I'm so sorry. But yeah, you can ask questions in the chat. I'll look at them later. But we're gonna just see how this plays out and see if I see any setup. Hopefully I don't got it too fast. Let me slow it down real quick. All right, so this is like lunchtime. So what I did see happen, which because this thing is going so fast, is that it came into this gap right here area. If I was actively trading this, the market moves much slower than this thing. If I was actively trading this because I'm looking for sales and it did come into a gap area, my chart would be marked up. Sorry. My trend lines will already be on my chart while I'm actively trading. I will have something like this. I'll be looking for a break. If I saw this gap and that it didn't come into this, this is preferred. But if it came into one of these and then now is breaking down with volume, and I can see my TDI was overbought here. It's not on the Bollinger Band right here, but it showed me overbought in this area. I would still have, I would want this trend line to be broken, and I would catch an entry and catch this. My TP1 would be this low right here, which it already got smashed because this thing is going so fast. And I would see if it's going to break. If it does not break this low, I will be out the trade. I will also have a trend line right here to kind of like, if I was actively trading, I would have a trend line right here. If it breaks back above that trend line, I would definitely be out of this trade. I will have my stops to break even, of course, when it got to this area as well for the continuation. So my stops, if I got in on this candle when it kind of like broke these two candles, my stops will be like right here. I will take it to this low and then see if it continues. So we're going to see if it continues down. Sometimes you can have big days. Sometimes, there you go. We got that break. We would not be in that trade anymore at all. We would have exited here. So that's how I would play it on that day. Then we're just gonna let this day play out for the next day. And then we'll switch pairs. This works for every pair, indices, everything. If you're trading futures, stocks, it don't matter. And so you see it made this little pivot point, so I would change my trend line. Now, this is a good, so you see I have this trend line here with a lot of touches. Let me see how many touches. that. So now we're breaking the trend to the upside in Asia range. So we're going to see if this level gets touched the next day. And then after this day, we'll trade pairs. All right. So right now, up here, this is my supply, and down here, this is my demand area from yesterday. So this is my strong demand area. So we got a touch. Did we touch this? Let's see. We touched this gap right here. We touched that gap right there. I'm going to pause it real quick. All right. So we got to touch into this area that I was saying I was looking for it to touch this area because this is a high probable supply area. So we got to touch. And we are coming out of it fast in London. Don't trade London. But we got a fast in London. But if you were a London trader, I would have something drawn up like this. And you see how I don't really have to work when it comes to trend lines. My zigzags give me my lows and my highs of the trend. So I don't have to really work too hard for that. We're in a very key supply area. We have a gap right here, a selling gap right here. So anybody who, because we already know that we're in a selling trend, anybody who got in this trade for a sell, this would be a high probability sell entry. So since we have the gap here, you'll want your stops to be above this area. So I'm going to put another horizontal line right here so you can see where my stops is, so that when I run it, see if we get stopped out. So I'm going to turn that purple. So your stops will be here. You don't want your stops to be so close, give it some space because this is already down to the 5 minutes. So it's not a really big stop. So we're gonna take the first TP if we're taking this would be, of course, we want it to be the Asian low, just kind of spaced out. So we want TP1 to be right here and then TP2 to be back down to yesterday's low. So we're going to run it. I'm going to put the TPs on here, just put some horizontal lines so y'all can see. And then we're going to run it. Definitely going to be careful when the New York session pops up because New York's going to do what New York's going to do. They more than likely tend to go opposite from the London range. But let's press play on that.
Would you not have put your stops above there? Because that's like quite a big QM it's made.
It
And there is
did.
a fair
It
value
did.
gap above.
Say that again, Colin. Look like we're about to
I
get
was going to
stopped out
say,
anyway. Go ahead.
yeah, I was going to say, would you not have put your stop loss like above the head of that, the Quasimodo,
So
just in
with the
case it run
quasi,
into that fair value gap?
yes. So with the quasi, you are correct. That is the most safest area to put your stop loss right here above the head of the quasi. Because yes, it did make a quasi when it came down here and came back into the shoulder. It's your preference. So it is your preference. Like I was saying, like I know I have it here, but the shoulder is like right here. I'm really not giving it enough, like how you're saying this fair value gap right here. Is this the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I really should have my stops above this one. Um, I just like to keep my stops tight, and then I will get like a re-entry if I get kicked out because I allow myself at least, well, really, yeah, I only really like one loss, and then I'll re-enter, and if I lose that one, then I'm done. But yeah, you're correct. If I know we got some new people in here, but yeah, if you don't know about the pattern that I trade, where is my thing? This is the quasi that he's talking about. Can you pull it up? This one. So we got this right here, which quasi is just pretty much break a structure. So we had shoulder, shoulder break, pull back into the shoulder, and then a drop. So he's saying because there's a gap here as well that yes, is the safest stop area would be up here to be respected. So we're gonna run with Colin. Colin's stop loss. I would have gotten stopped out and I would be looking for a re-entry. And then my re-entry would be more so um a break back down, which I'll kind of show y'all that as this goes. But I'm stopped out honestly because I didn't put my stops wide enough above the shoulders. So let's run it. And it hit TP1, so stop should be to break even, and you should have taken profit right there. And then yeah, you would be taking out your break even trade right there. So that's how it goes. You can't always expect like all your TPs to get hit. So you want to make sure that you have your plan. You stick to your plan. Like this is a lot of money if it hits your TP1 area. Um, you have to stick to your plan. You don't want to do anything outside of that. And then even depending on how close, because everybody's gonna put their stop loss in a different area. I know I have my line here. It played this area, but you potentially could have gotten stopped out right there. But yeah, stick to your plan when you're trading. Don't just because you see this low, it does not have to come back to this low. The market can switch directions at any given time. Does anybody have any questions on what I just showed here? And Colin, good job for pointing that out. You saw the pattern before I saw it.
Yeah, I've been really sort of looking for them a lot recently. That zigzag
Nice.
shows them out a lot. So I've been using the zigzag like all the time now. I'm kind of married to it.
Nice, nice. Oh yeah, and then I also want to point out on this trade when it did come to TP1, even though you saw a nice push down, you always want to pay attention to your TDI because right here, when it hit your TP, now the market is oversold. And so if you see a strong candle rejection on an oversold market, you really want to take that into consideration of whether you're going to hold this trade. Um, we're on the 5 minute, so like a really good technique I would use is I would drop down to the 1 minute and drop, like if I'm really trying to like hold my bag, I don't really want to lose, a lot of what I've already made. I'm gonna drop down another time frame and draw a trend line. So the trend line would have, been aligning with these candles more than likely. And I would have saw, this rejection is oversold, more than likely something like this, because I'm not on the 1 minute. I would have been taking the bag and running. But I can't really mark up this. I'll have to be on the 1 minute markup. But yeah, I will have some type of trend line on the 1 minute and taking the bag and go, because I know that this is a key area. And honestly, you can see what I'm saying is like valid, because why did the market stop right at the Asian low? You have to take that into consideration. It literally stopped right on my line at the agent low. Why is it doing that? Because the market runs the algorithm. And if you don't understand that algorithm, you're gonna want to watch those Steve Morrow videos because he teaches you all about this. And yeah, me and Jarrell, we've been studying a long time, and um, this stuff just works. Like it literally made a W and and took off. So, all right, so we're gonna switch pairs. Anybody want to see anything particular? Maybe something they traded and it didn't go too well, or maybe they want to understand a pair that they're trading a little bit more. Anybody? Because y'all know I'm gonna choose the indices, the volatile beings.
Oil trade,
Uh,
I said, was going up, finally going up.
Let me write Mustafa real quick because he I guess trying to hop in. But we are about to end in about 30, 40 minutes. And y'all don't have to stay the whole time. I gotta go school shopping this morning, so I need to be up out of here soon. But all right, so I'm just gonna choose because y'all know I trade. I was joking. I do. Y'all know I love gold. Well, we were just looking at gold. And Euro US. This is Euro USD, y'all. I never trade Euro USD, so I don't. I just marked this up. I don't even really know like how this pair moves at all, but I can still make money on anything because it just does the same stuff over and over. But when you familiarize yourself with one to three pairs, like that's when you really start grasping um like how that pair moves. Like everything moves a little bit different, and you want to build that relationship with the pair that you're choosing to trade. um well, shoot, I'm gonna just show y'all SPX what I traded. I traded SPX this week, and I was eating. Hold on real quick. All right, I'm back. All right, so I was trading SPX, and I was looking from the daily area, of course. Um, so SPX has come to these highs, right? And I've been trading SPX, I guess, up to these daily highs. I am now looking to see if SPX this coming week is going to start to fall a little bit because we've reached these highs. Can y'all hear me? Oh, I'll be forgetting if I'm on mute or not. Okay, yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's how the daily looks. We're at these daily highs. So, this is how the 4 hour looks. And we're coming down. We have broken structure to the downside these past, what is that, 2 days, Thursday and Friday. We are in a gap. area, so we've come into this gap for sales. So yeah, that's why I'm looking to see if SPX is going to pull down further. If I were to draw like a big old fib, I would see where we could potentially pull back to, but I'm not going to do that right now for all of y'all on the higher time frame. I will look at the hour. Uh, this is how I knew to take sales on SPX. It's just as simple as this. My zigzags, they save me from so many headaches. So we got one touch, we got two touch. Honestly, it's like this is what I kind of had going on. I know it's going through price a little bit, but we were trending up and we broke and pulled back. So this is how it looks on the 5 minute. So yeah, y'all see that gap down? That's crazy. But yeah, so what days we got here? So just looking at this from when it started to sell down, the reason why I took, y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I took a sale way up here, which Jarrell could vouch for that. I could show y'all the trade if y'all need need the receipts. But honestly, on this day in New York, I actually took a couple trades. I took a trade to the downside because I was trading early this day. What happened? I was on a very low time frame, so I'm gonna have to drop to the 1 minute. So earlier this day, I had a trend line. It was on another chart that shows me a more lower time frame for New York. So I did have like some more pivots. The trading view doesn't go no lower than a minute, so I can't really show y'all. But yeah, I'm getting down to these, what is it, babe? The tick chart and stuff like that. I'm getting it. I'm trading down to like these very small increments or whatever, to where it breaks it and I'm in it, and my stop losses are getting smaller and smaller and my profits are getting bigger. But it looked at something like this where I took a sell, and the reason why I got out right here is because it respected this area, this low. And so I got out in this area because it broke this, something like that. And did I take a buy on SPX? Do you remember? No. Yeah, I didn't take this buy. I think what happened was is that I missed this buy, but when it came up to this area, because I saw it was coming to the previous day New York high, I had a trend line going up like this, something like that, and I took the sell when it broke and my stops were above the high. It was a very risky trade, but it ended up being a very nice trade. I did get out early because I made a lot of money on it and I was getting nervous, and so I got out early. But throughout the rest of the day, this continued to fall off of the higher time frame, breaking breaking those lows like I showed you guys, breaking these two lows on the 4 hour. So, and I still feel like SPX is going to fall. If y'all want to look at that this coming week to see if it continues to fall, um, go right ahead. But marking this up like on the 5 minute, like just like this area right here, this would be a demand area. So y'all can kind of see like how because I'm looking at, I know I'm speaking, but I'm not really showing y'all. Like I'm not marking it up. So I want y'all to like see like how I'm looking at it. Like this is a supply area or a support and resistance area, and you would have it all the way down to here, and then this would have been the previous demand that has now been broken, which I'm gonna show y'all about right here. So these would, and SPX was playing between these two areas after breaking a very higher time frame trend. So this is pretty much how I would be viewing, SPX on a higher time frame standpoint. This is my supply, this is my demand. So if I'm looking for sales, I want it here in this area. If I'm looking for buys, my highest probability buys are going to be in this area. When you're trading in these areas, this is where you can get jacked up. Even though there was a good trade, there was a good trade here, like in the New York session, because it kind of like, now this is yeah, this is still a quasi. Let me show y'all. Kind of like a quasi head and shoulder type thing. But y'all got to start seeing these patterns. When you can like see these patterns and kind of like make them out, you see this break right here. It's a break, and then it pulls back. It pulls back here and it pulls back here, and then it shoots up back into supply. Do y'all see that? Like, I want y'all to get familiarized with this
Yeah.
pattern, because this pattern is going to save your life in a trade, even if it's from a higher time frame standpoint. You're looking for a shoulder, a head. You want the head um to break structure, and the structure that got broken, these candles broke these candles. So this little stuff over here broken to the upside, right? So even though you see some people might be like, oh, consolidation, oh, consolidation, structure was broken. Pull back, buy. Um, and so how you get into this trade, yes, that's up to you. You could do a trend line. You could just wait for the pullback and put your stops behind the head. But that's how you would get into the trade after knowing where your key supply and demand areas are. So that's how that is. And how about even, I don't think I looked at US 30 either. US 30 is probably, yep, doing the same thing as selling off. Let me try something let me see what GJ. I have a love and hate relationship for GJ. Every time I'm gonna be honest, every time I try to trade GJ, it just don't work out for me. And I don't know if it's
I have
because
the same thing, Steve. I got the
oh
same
yeah.
thing for them Canadian pairs. I quite like trading them. I'm just shit with them. I just lose so much with trading the cat pairs.
I don't even know if I should advise GJ. And I know some really good traders. They don't like GJ either. But I'm looking at it here and I'm like, okay, it looks like it follows a decent structure. What I do see here is I do see like it pulled back. Let me see what this pullback is. Got this.
Quasimodo playing out, it's gonna go up. Good shit.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I'm seeing that, but that dang DJ can do what it want, I tell you. Um, Let me see what this fib level is. So I have a breaker structure from here. Let me see. Well, it could. I'm gonna keep this fib on here just to see. I don't trade this and I'm not gonna trade it, but this could be potential like a quasi right here. I'll mark it up for y'all. Uh we got this. Oh, I got the wrong indicator. We got something going on over here on the 4 hour with GJ. Nice head with a break, and we have the pullback. So I always teach with the pullbacks, you will probably be looking for more so something like this to be like you can get in on the break of this for the buys, but this is such a higher time frame. So I'm gonna see what GJ do. Oops. But I'm definitely not trading this. But that's what I see. Oh, I keep doing that. It's already pulled back to the 618, so we can continue to negative 27 up here in this area. So if I was trading GJ, I would still be looking for buys. And then if you drop down to the 1 hour, yeah, we had an oversold area here. So yeah, we got some selling areas here. But let me make a point here. Like even though you see selling fair value gaps, that doesn't mean look for sales. It does not always mean that. There still could be, hey, we might pull into one of these buying gaps, which it looked like it pulled into this one, and then we could break up. So don't let the indicators fool you. They're just there to guide you, not to get you in a trade. You still want to know how to mark up structure. But yeah, I do like that this was oversold right here. So I would be looking for this trend line to be broken to take the buys. And that's from a higher time frame standpoint. And then let's see here. We on the 5. Yeah, that looks good. And so if I was on the 5 minute, like I was saying before, you want to know where your key supply and demand areas are. We actually look like we're wicking off a very strong demand area, which I'll mark that up for y'all. If you can't see it with your naked eye. So we're wicking off of that, right? So if you're on the lower time frame and you want to get into buys early, um, the market's already there. It already came there on Friday, and it definitely has been touching the Bollinger Band a few times on Friday. So yeah, that's my take on GJ. To be looking for buys, but if it breaks this demand area, then hey, we're going to be pulling back maybe into another one of those higher time frame gaps in these areas here. There is, yeah, if this quasi is if this quasi is not going to be respected, then yeah, we could pull back further into this. It would still be considered a quasi, honestly, if it pulled back into any of these buying gaps. But if it was me, like I said, I wouldn't be really buying until it get itself back up there. It wouldn't really be worth it for me. And I would be taking it right there. And if it shoot through there, up here. All right. Jarrell, did you have anything you wanted to share before all right. I don't know if y'all dropped any questions in the chat. No questions in the chat. Do y'all have any questions or do y'all want to see anything else?
No, I'm good enough. Thanks.
All right. All right. Well, we will end it there. I appreciate y'all coming. And I will drop this on YouTube. Oh yeah, so y'all understand, how I'm drawing my trend lines. Y'all understand the patterns. Y'all understand that, I'm still looking for the overbought and the oversold areas. Just recapping. And the indicators that I use and how I'm correlating the sessions with the higher time frame. Y'all understand all of that.
Yes, thank you. Thanks a lot.
All right. All right. Well, if there's no questions, I will end it here. Y'all have a great rest of your weekend.
Okay, you too. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks very much for this.